So I think I'm here. Hello? Yes, testing.
Testing.
We think I'm here.
Yeah, I reckon there's a big green square there, though. And I don't think you're going to...
Is it
Because
green?
last time to fix it, we had to put a lot of... Hey?
Is it green?
No, I made that up for funsies. No, it's what you can see. Can you not see it as green?
No, all I can see is it's blank, you div.
I don't know what you see.
Well, you said it was green, and obviously...
It is green.
Well, obviously not, if I think it's white. I mean, I'd fight you over it, but, you know...
You didn't say that, so how would I possibly know?
Hey?
Right, sorry guys, we're going to end the stream right now. Me and my dad are going to scrap. He needs to be put back in his cage.
I'll wait till I get out of this cage, mate. You've had your chips, I'm telling you.
Evening, Gillian. Evening, Gamer. How you doing, Jim? Evening, Michael.
Good evening, everyone.
Indeed.
He's not being very nice to me.
It is green, which is appropriate.
I'm going to show resolution badge on stage, display information on stage, shift videos up. Why? Why?
Why what?
Well, why would it be like that?
That might have been me by accident. I've got this touchpad on the top on the laptop. That was actually me. I'm sorry. But the reason it's green, I don't know. I can't remember. We went through it last time and it was like, oh, this is an issue. Don't worry about it. You've just got to, reset this and do that. It's a whole thing. We went through it. Do you remember we did it last time?
Yeah. Did we fight that time?
We did, but we're not going to get it done this stream, for damn sure.
Okay.
All right. Are you gonna leave it blank, or do you want to turn your camera off?
Oh, that's it. Then I shall abandon it in place. Where am I? Oh, there I am. Yeah. That'll teach me.
There you go.
Hey, at least I've got my ugly dog back.
Hey.
Good evening, everyone. Nice to see you all. Yes. So here we are. I'm still, my ears are ringing and my bum is still stinging from that absolute thrashing, that verbal tonguing, that absolute... Did you... I mean, she even made words up. We're talking about, of course, about Jupiter giving us such a 3-hour flipping advert. I don't know. Apparently on the Welsh camps. What about you?
Oh, let me just drop it off. Hello, MZ. No, I feel thoroughly showed up that everything we said was dismantled with facts and figures, and it wasn't at all any emotionally charged, just mumbo jumbo that she made up on the spot.
Like I say, even the words, I've been called some words, but my gosh, so I got called some new ones by our star of the show, Jupiter, possibly the largest gas planet in the solar system.
Full of the stuff, full of gas. Now we, as you can tell, we've got no plan whatsoever. I've had a good day though, to be honest. I had no regrets at all. I should have spent the day planning a stream out and doing all that stuff, but instead I was chilling with the missus, so that was fun. And yeah, we had a right laugh. It was cool, and we ate loads of chip and dip, which is fucking amazing.
You did what?
Loads of chip and dip. Like tortilla chips and like nacho cheese and some.
Say it like you read it, lad. Tortilla.
Tortilla.
Tortilla. Yes. Tortilla chips.
Tortellini. No, that's a different thing.
Already. They refused to kowtow to my demands regarding working conditions. Well, we did, yes. I think Jim and Smack are right. We need a union. I tell you what, that Jim and Smack, They come near this place again, we'll have them run out of town. Oh, Jim's there. Sorry, I didn't say anything. No, we can't have that. We can't have dissent in the ranks,
No.
guys.
She's like, I think Jim and Smack are right. Well, if you think that Jim and Smack are right, you can join them in the jail.
You can go there. We'll send them down to Society X's.
Hey?
You can go down to Society X's.
Oh, don't do that to them. That's
So
just
I'm just
mean.
busily shoveling. I can't. I've got some treats in my pocket, and I'm just shoving them in his toy, so that I'll have a few minutes. Well, we'll have a few minutes, peace and quiet, with the odd doo-doo-doo as he throws it. Jail, even.
No, actually, what she did say was, "Well, I like JOJ. I like you too, MZ. That was awesome, wasn't it? We covered that." And you go on a JOJ.
We're still talking about Jupiter. Yeah, well, 3 hours, man. 3 hours. It's like me, you, and MZ one each, isn't it? Or me and someone one each. It was really funny, wasn't it? I haven't laughed that much for quite a while.
I know, yeah. So yeah, if I'm sure absolutely everybody who's commenting already knows, but we did our last stream was about Jupiter affiliated. The channel name is a bit different at the moment, but either way, you all know who she is. And since the stream, she did her own stream. It was a review of a review, which has also been reviewed by other people. It's like a whole layer of reviews. But and yeah, it was nothing short of the maddest, funniest. She's comedy gold. She's absolutely
the gift that keeps giving, isn't she? Don't go away, Jupiter. We love you. We want you to stay. You absolute fruitcake. I mean, if she wasn't, I mean, it would be funny if it would be hilarious. She's funny, but it would be hilarious if she wasn't being nasty with it, you know.
Oh, it's funny, isn't it? When a grandmother calls you a cunt, you know you've made it. There you go.
Oh, wait, you Welsh cunt. No, that was AY. Oh, yeah, but she's sounding ever so AY recently, isn't she? She's picked up that. Yeah. You can hear her saying it all the time now. Yeah. It was really funny though. Some of the made up words and stuff, and some of the insults and that, just hilarious. And that person thinks that's like solid debate retort. You know, think she'll walk away from that being like, that fucking told. Yeah, that fucking told him right because another biscuit. How can I be anti-Islam and there's Muslims living opposite across the road? How can I be fucking Islamic limblom? But just the way she pronounces words are fantastic. She talks about English and saving. But yes, save it. But let's save English as Jupiter speaks it, because that is fucking hilarious. The way she mispronounces words and stuff, or just joins unrelated words together, or even parts of words together. I prefer that to the Queen's English, to be honest. Maybe
it is the Queen's English. She is Queen. No. So outside of the Jupiter stuff and everything else, I don't think we've had a proper catch up properly. How are you doing?
I'm doing all right.
Are you taking over the
tell you how bad. No, I'm all right as it happens. Yeah. What were you going to ask? Nothing. How are you?
I'm good. I was.
Pamela's got a headache. Well, she's saying she had a banging headache off Jupiter. Pretentious, yeah. And people who pretend.
Go on, then. Should we listen to
yeah. I've even forgot where I was going with that now because you've started as.
Do you know? I thought, you know what? Let's. How's my dad doing? How are you doing? But never mind me trying to check up on my own father.
So, That thing about banging headaches reminds me. I was listening to that Wes Streeting, is that his name? Labour's health minister, and he seems quite terrified about the that outbreak of meningitis amongst young people at college that went to some discotheques, or whatever it is, some club.
Discotheque.
Yeah, a club or clubs.
I'm sorry, I know it's a really serious situation, and
it is. It's a shame.
Discotheque.
Yeah, but that's in my head. It was all the children running along to a discotheque, all holding hands.
But no, I hear you. Know, young people died, and I shouldn't be making fun.
Yeah, it's terrible, isn't it, when it's a disease that kills young people like it does. Especially when there were so many apparently that could have been infected. We'll see. Hopefully, it's not as bad as it could be. I mean, they're talking about the next. I heard somebody talking about the next. What was it we've just had?
COVID.
Yeah, the next fucking thing. Could be that. I mean, it's. Michael says London has a case now too, so hopefully been contained. Fingers crossed, Michael. I hope it has been contained. Bloody pandemic. Gillian, thank you.
What was Gillian
saying? Dawn Foster, who I think will make. Who's Dawn Foster? Let me see.
Right.
What?
Students are queuing for antibiotics this lunchtime following a meningitis outbreak in Canterbury. A year 13 pupil named by her teacher as Juliet and a 21-year-old from the University of Kent have died. 11 others remain seriously ill in hospital. Well, the UK Health Security Agency has contacted 30,000 people in the area to warn of the sharp increase in cases. Well, our correspondent Simon Jones is at the University of Kent this lunchtime. Simon.
Well, if you want a sense of just how anxious students are feeling here this lunchtime, just take a look at the...
If that was my school or college or whatever, would you have sent me in after outbreaks of meningitis?
What, back to school?
Yeah.
Oh yeah, they kept you away from me. Yeah,
that's fair enough. That's fair enough.
Straight back. And if I see you throwing, if I see you anywhere on the grounds throwing fucking mud at this bloke while he's talking to the camera, you're in for a thrashing. £20,000 a term there, isn't it? Something like that.
Yeah. I tell you what, there's a very. I'm so sorry. I don't mean to just start that, but there is a pretty funny conversation developing in the chat. So yeah, meningitis has always had outbreaks.
Always. It has, Wendy.
Always, followed by they trying to scare people again.
No, I certainly don't agree with that.
Because it is a scary disease.
Sometimes I think we should be married, but other times I just don't know. Sometimes I think I could marry Wendy, and other times I think if we were, I'd probably smother her with a pillow. No, I'm kidding. Wendy, it's always good to see you in it. Sometimes you talk, good sense. But yes, it always has been. We've always had outbreaks of meningitis. It is really infectious, really fucking scary, really deadly. It's never too early to, it's never too whatever to joke about stuff, though, is it? Let's keep our spirits up.
Is this true? I mean, 2 kids are dead at the moment. Is it true that it happens every year? Because I don't remember meningitis breaking every year.
Let me see how many cases. Annual cases.
Yeah. My problem with it is that it already
UK.
goes.
Oh, I've written all over shit already. What did you say?
I was just reading out these. Sorry, Dad. I was just reading out some of the comments here. My problem with it, says Jim, is that it already killed children, but it became a national emergency when it hit inside the M25.
Right. Okay. So there were just 80 confirmed cases in England in 2021. These numbers have continued to grow since then, of course. I didn't know, of course. With 205 in, wow, that's quite a big jump. So 2021 is 80. 21-22 is 205. 22-23 is 396. And for 24-25, which was the last one, close to 400. So that's gone up hardly exponentially, but it's certainly going up every year, and that's a horrible fucking thing. A key change is that a different group of bacteria known as I don't know, MENB accounts for the majority of recent cases, especially in young people. There's an article in The Guardian about it here. It's scary for people who, especially when it's like it has broken out in a university. That is scary. That's amongst our brightest and best, isn't it? Allegedly. The University of Kent, 2 people dead and 11 seriously ill in hospital. So that's quite serious, isn't it? 11 seriously ill and 2 dead already. That's all kids. That does need sorting out. We do need to be straight on top of that. One of the good things about living in the 6th fucking richest country in the world, we should be able to jump on this with everything. The medical.
You'd think that. You'd think we'd have flying cars and shit, but no.
Oh, shit, they're talking about fucking vaccinations again now. Vaccination's crucial as meningitis cases increase. This is Gov UK. Fucking hell. I don't know. Oh, last year there was an increase in cases that were linked to travel to Saudi Arabia. So yeah, let's hope it doesn't get too bad, and let's hope those who are poorly recover.
Absolutely. Let's hit this video. Let's hear what Simon Jones has got to say, and then we'll wrap the subject up. Scary though, isn't it? Because obviously we've lived through pandemics. How mad is that, Dad? In mine and your lifetime, and I know obviously you've seen, a lot more than I have, but in my lifetime alone, since you've had me, I've lived through my dad falling off his chair. You okay?
No, that's the dog being a fucking dickwit.
What's your dog doing now?
He got behind the a table by the window somehow. Got behind it. He's done a somersault through it. I swear to God. That's what happens when you keep a house hippo.
I bet he's sat there right now with a chest out, tail wagging, dead proud. He's like, I broke it. I did it.
What's your problem? Try not to, Abe. Gosh, he's a numpty dog. Anyway, yes. Evening doubles. So yeah, and it's always kids. Well, sorry, it's not always kids. Well, it is ish. Particularly, but when you get outbreaks in colleges and that's terrible. As a parent, when you're looking for parents are looking always to be able to avoid stuff, for their kids, looking after them. But something like that, you have no idea, do you? It's already done. By the time you know about it, it's really scary.
It's scary shit, Ryan. Let's see what Simon's going to say.
queues. Hundreds of people have turned up throughout the course of the morning, hoping to get hold of antibiotics as a preventative measure. Now, the university had recommended people living in 2 specific halls of residence on site should come here as a matter of urgency, but many more have turned up. And some tell me once they get hold of any drugs, after that, they will head straight home back to their parents because they don't want to remain on site.
I mean, one thing we did learn about during the pandemic, when things were like, we expect it was a catching thing, fucking social distancing. Do you see any going on while these people are waiting for antibiotics?
Yeah, a little, but no, not a lot.
No, not a lot. They're all in.
But I will say, I totally get what you're saying, but it is preventative stage, isn't it? Rather than like full. I guess it is an outbreak, though, isn't it? Yeah, you're right. You would expect them to be a bit more socially distant and a bit more. You'd expect people that live through a pandemic to,
As Jim says, typical students. Yeah.
Huh.
Yeah, if nobody's pointing out to them or drawing fucking pictures of outlines on the floor for them, they'll just wander around. It's like herding cats, isn't it?
Herding cats is famously easy. What are you on about?
Yeah, it is indeed.
I'm a cat herder. I herd all of the cats.
I'm a cat herder. I've got a furry cat. Didn't think that through, did I?
The emotions being felt here shared by a school down the road in Faversham, where a year 13 pupil has lost her life. She's called Juliet, described by her head teacher as kind and inspirational. Now, the UK Health Security Agency says it's working with the university here and with the school. Laura Moss now has the latest.
Hundreds of concerned students have been queuing since this morning in Canterbury for antibiotics after news emerged of the meningitis outbreak that's claimed 2 lives. 13 cases were confirmed between Friday and Sunday. One of those who's died is a student at the University of Kent. The other is a year 13 student.
It's scary stuff, isn't it?
Yeah, it is. It is. It is.
Horrible illness, isn't it?
Yes, fucking terrible. Horrible thing for a parent as well as the kids. I mean, worrying times if you've got kids in that position. Worrying times. Absolutely. Luckily, my kids are all as thick as bricks and they're not going to any college fucking funded fucking £20,000 a term fucking thing. They staying at home for nothing.
So for a laugh, Dad, shall we?
Oh yeah, good, because this made me laugh. She's no Wendy, is she? Wendy?
So I'll tell you what, we'll skip in a bit. Let's we'll find a random spot
and find a word.
See if we can't predict. I'm gonna go here. Right,
so I didn't watch it all, I'll be honest. So it could be hits and misses. But the bits I did here were so funny.
It's fucking mental, isn't it? So where do you think we're at with? So we've just skipped in now randomly. We're at 1 hour and 21 of a 3 hour and 17. Fucking hell!
Just getting going. She's just getting going.
Was this Mother's Day as well? Flipping hell!
Gosh, yeah.
But yeah, so I reckon my predictions are she's gonna.
I think that I'm.
She's gonna say.
I think that I'm fair, distinguished.
Fuck it. Who cares of the predictions? Let's just go. That's it.
Better than anyone else, and me actually accepting the reality that. Did you hear that, you pair of freaks? Doesn't mean that I think I'm better than anyone else. Did you get that? Your whole narrative.
Which one out of the pair of freaks are you?
I'm the left freak. You're the right freak.
Okay. Leg doodle, I see you. Yeah, Michael says you've tidied your messy caravan. Little does he know. Not if I know my boy. What? Oh my God! Paracetamol. My other son. We're talking about. Oh my God! Paracetamol needed. So I bought some of those things. You know, you can buy a cup with self-stirring, can't you? And it's got you've got a little lozenge shaped or paracetamol shaped fucking magnet that drops in your cup, and you make your chocolate or your coffee or whatever, and you switch it on, it goes bzzz, and you get a frothy coffee or whatever chocolate. You've seen them, haven't you?
Yeah, I know what you mean.
You know, they were stuck to the fucking fridge door for a while, weren't they? So somebody's had them off the fridge. I don't know why. They've ended up on the floor. And I've been picking them out the fucking... they're blocking up the sink. And I'm thinking, how the fucking hell has this happened? So I said to your elder brother, what the fuck, you know, what's happening? How come I have to keep fishing these fucking things out of here? And he says, oh, I thought they were paracetamol on the floor. I've been trying to throw them away for a week. So he's been throwing them into the fucking, down the side of the, I don't know, the washing up bowl or something. Where being magnetic, they've gone fucking nowhere. They've just helped lock up the sink. Yeah, and
he's gone. Oh well, I mean, he must be just dropping paracetamol everywhere. I won't say anything and embarrass him.
Bless him.
I'll just
Bless him, the old man. Yeah. So yeah, the things you do. But yeah, he was. I guess he was being nice. Anyway,
that's his way of helping.
Yes, bless him. So go on, let it fucking wash over me.
I think as well, from what I heard, then we're probably at the point where she's reacting to something that she'd said because she's reviewing the thing that we reviewed, so she's reacting to the thing that we reacted to. It's all very meta here, but don't worry about it. We'll get our way through. I think what she was saying was at some point in the original one where she was saying, well, it doesn't mean I think I'm better than anyone else or anything like that. And then she's now using that as coverage, going, ha, see, I can't be a bigot or a racist or whatever it is that she's, you know, I'm actually a good person because I didn't say that it made me better than anybody else. It's like, yeah, no, what you're doing is really strange and you're intentionally missing the point. We're saying we're in a conversation about politics. To start talking about blood and soil, that's ethno-nationalist politics. It's fascist politics. That's whatever you want to call it. It's that exclusionary tears, you know what I mean? Like it's about blood and soil, you know, that's blood. That's what we were talking about, like, and obviously she's taken that as well, no, because I said I don't think I'm better than anyone else, therefore it's like, no, what I would ask her if we were having,
she's better than us, that's for sure.
Yeah,
she thinks we're a couple of Welsh wankers.
Yeah, I think what I would ask her though is, what if you don't think you're ethnophobic? Sorry, not ethnophobic, although she is. But I would say that. But I'm not saying that's a fact. But I would say that. But,
why is it denial? That's what gets me. If you're so proud of what you are,
denial, but like if you're not an ethno, why are you talking about blood and soil in a conversation that's about politics?
Oh, I was going to mention. Oh, I didn't. Oh, you're not born of the soil, though.
See.
You might have been born of the. What else can you be born of? The air.
The air.
You might have been born of the air, but you're not. But if you're not born of the soil, your name's not on the list, and you're not getting in. Monsieur DeWitt, you were obviously born of the soil, as some say.
Of the soil. But no, that
my can't be. You're back and got to be born of the soil. Sorry.
Yeah, if you're not an ethno and you're not centering ethnicity, you know, the core of what it means to be English and, you know, the center of politics, things like that, then why is it in every single conversation ever, and specifically primarily around politics, does it always come back to blood and soil and stuff? And also, like, you know where that comes from. Like, we know what kind of people use the blood and soil tactics. You know what I mean? They were the Nazis. Like, you know what I mean? It was literally, there's a whole system set up of, you know, that's blood and food and, you know what I mean?
Chief steps in here with just jus soli, Latin, or is it jus soli? Latin for right of the soil, is the legal principle granting citizenship to a child based on their place of birth rather than their parents' nationality.
We do that. We already have that. If you're
I
born
think
here,
it's just, I think the chief mate is just going like, yeah, look how smart I am, but that's fine. No,
hello, Strawberry. Hello. We're missing a few people here as well. Hello, Charlie. Hello, Rogue. It's good to see you. Good to see everyone. And of course, hello, Chief. Oh, do you know what? I embarrassed myself a little bit in front of the Chief. Damn it.
Hello. What?
Oh, I was proper tired, and I can't remember if it was like really late night or really early morning. And I scheduled a post for like 7:30, went to bed, and then I got up, and I fucking did it. This is why we always emphasise we're a couple of Burks, not a couple of experts. I wrote in a post. I was reading about loads of people were saying that Smodridge's son had died, that Benjamin Netanyahu's brother had died, or things like that. And so, in between all of these, I was writing a story about, what is real about Israel. About what is real about the Netanyahu situation.
Real.
Just one of those. Let me know what you think in the comments, sort of things. And I'd actually wrote the conspiracy rather than the. Oh, this is the conspiracy going around. And I was like, it's been confirmed. This guy's been killed. And I'm like, oh, I'll have to edit that. I edited that. But yeah, I'll hold my hands up and say I got it wrong. But yeah, I'll put Jupiter down just for a minute. The Benjamin Netanyahu stuff at the moment is getting quite interesting. And I know that we have different opinions on this. So this would be interesting.
Benjamin fingers. Yahoo!
Benjamin, how many fingers?
I'm for my 7th point, still on the same hand. Chief, I would challenge you. So I've got a bet going. I know it's probably a horrible thing to do, but it's busy. So I don't think he lives.
I think you've lost 10 internet points.
As toast as they come, I've got a 10 internet point bet on. Because I actually have more than 10 internet points, believe it or not. Somebody said he's so what was it? He's such a chicken. He's too scared to even admit he's dead.
Yeah, that was oh bloody hell. Sammy. Oh god, it's on the tip of my tongue. Begins with
Obeyed. Obey.
He's fucking awesome. He is, but yeah, he's such a pussy that he won't even admit he's dead.
Rogue activist. Hello.
I've got to
he's alive. Well, I haven't seen any proof he's alive, and I've seen 3.
I've seen
film recently, a video recently. I've seen 3 absolutely AI'd. So who knows? Couldn't cross that many fingers, Dibbles.
I hate to say it, but you know, when I think they're right, I think they're right. I'm with Chief.
5 fingers. Unfortunately, we only normally have 4 fingers and a thumb, Chief.
Oh.
No, that's true. That's true.
It's a mad one, isn't it? Because, like, I mean, I think that the videos they're not doctored. I don't think that they're real. The one with the 6 fingers in, I had a look at, and we can have a look again, but I had a look at the original and I didn't see 6 fingers. I've got to admit. They were talking about a jumping ring, a ring that sort of disappeared, but it was a fucking shitty, you know what I mean? It was just a phone camera and the guys moved.
No, that was, well, I mean, it was pretty convincing. Was it there? Yes. As he moved his hand, where did it go? I mean, he's not a magician, is he? He's not.
You can tell though.
He's not Debbie, what's her name?
You can tell that it's 2026. It's 2026, and people are looking at footage of Benjamin Netanyahu, and everyone's so AI-brained that they're like, "It's not real. It's not really." He's offline for 5 minutes, and everyone's like, "He's dead."
Wild, isn't it?
So 2026.
But yeah, I kind of fuck him. That's what I wanted to say. Fuck him. The man's a murderer. He's a baby killer. Fuck him. I kind of hope they've got him. I really do. Maybe some of this stuff can wind back if they have. Because I think it's Israel that's been driving America's part in this as well. You know, America, I don't think even the Americans don't want anything to do with it. It's only those people that are running the government. and ours. It's not just America; it's ours too. I think we've all been both been infiltrated.
Listening to
But
President
that's me.
fucking
You know
Trump.
what I mean?
Like,
That's me with my my guesswork. Carry on, son. What were you saying?
to be honest, I agree with you. I don't think it's so much guesswork. So if we look at the facts, we saw. Oh damn it! Now it wasn't Hegseth. It was the dude.
Hegseth's a flake.
No, it was. So who's the other one that was talking with American press, and he was explaining in no uncertain terms that look, here's how this would have worked. Israel were going to attack Iran. Iran made it very clear that if they were attacked by Israel, that they would attack back, and their allies in the areas and things like that, which would include us because we support them and we're with them and stuff. So we thought that we're going to have to preemptively strike them because we couldn't prevent Israel from doing it. They were going to attack, guaranteed, no matter what, which would have led to an Iranian counterstrike. So we wanted to get in there first to preemptively do it. So you're not wrong when you say that they were dragged in per se. I'm sure that they wouldn't have, but because of their close ties to Israel, they didn't. Hog's breath. But because of their close ties with Marco Rubio, that's the guy I'm thinking about. No one wrote it.
Said, sir.
Rubio, Marco Rubio.
Well said. Yes, no excuses. IPAC runs the American government and the British government. All this nonsense that Starmer and his buddies have been saying, or we are a friend of Israel. I was like, when did that happen? Do you know what I mean? The first thing they did was when they stood up, as soon as this stuff kicks off, Starmer stands up in government and says, first and foremost, before anything else, Britain is a friend. We are a friend of Israel. I am Britain is. And I'm thinking, well, I'm not really. So nobody asked me.
It's not even so much that when it comes to Israel, they are
an apartheid state. Why would I be a friend of Israel?
Yeah, I hear what you're saying, and he's obviously as elected leader of the UK, saying as the elected leader of the UK that and it's not inappropriate for him to have said that we're friends of any particular nation, except for rogue nations like Israel. Let's not forget, the genocide and all those other things that are happening still, that were happening at that time too also. And at the moment, what we're seeing is the UK is showing a resilience in engaging with Donald Trump. We don't want to be involved in another forever war, but we're offering sort of symbolic help. Well, okay, we'll send a jet or two here and this, that and the other there. We've made it clear there was no appetite in the UK, and indeed Europe as well has made it clear there's no appetite there for sending aircraft carriers to go and relieve tension in the Strait of Hormuz with force, which of course is an escalation, not a de-escalation. But Trump isn't. He's really not understanding how it's going down. Like, he's not understanding, and he's getting really confused about the people around him. He's really disappointed in the UK for not wanting to be dragged into yet another forever war, and one that's going to cost. I mean, do you know how many people died in Iraq? That it was like millions, wasn't it? There was.
It was a million. It was about 1 million, and there was about 12 million Iraqis before it started. So that's about 1 in every 12. You think about that where you live. Think about 1 in every 12 people as you think. So maybe nobody in your house where you live, Jo. Maybe next door with all their kids and stuff. Or certainly the house after somebody died there. Then the next 12, somebody died there. And then the next 12th person. Imagine they're dead. Imagine the next 12. It's incredible. Mate, it's horrible figures. War is always civilians getting crushed, isn't it? Always. And we're not the old men that argue. We're just we're the ones that accept getting killed. Losing our
Absolutely.
kids.
No, I hear it. It's scary times, isn't it? We do live in scary times. Unfortunately, we're not trying to scaremonger or anything like that. It's the world has always been a volatile place. We're not going to deny it. But the thought of Donald Trump being able to just throw international law to one side like this and just fucking.
He literally thinks he runs the fucking world. So I just want to mention Rogue Archivist. Who seems to be, I'm not sure if you're going through it a little bit, Archivist. I hope you're well anyway, whatever else it is. I hope you're well. but I see you going to the disco. Man after my own heart. Going to the disco in Trafalgar Square. If I'd known there was a disco, I'd have gone as well. Well, I wouldn't because I'm miles away.
You got a disco buddy. Someone else that calls them discos.
But yeah,
Disco
somebody else
tent,
that calls it a disco. Fantastic. Down to the disco.
Yeah. Also, as well, I just want to right. Okay. So, can I just wanted to address this here. So, population in Iraq was higher than 12 million, and the deaths were before. Sorry, 1 second. And the deaths were before. And the deaths were because of the civil war, not British or American hands. And then it's like, yeah, Sunni Shia civil war was grim.
Yeah.
But can I just clarify though? Like, are we talking about the same thing? Because I really don't think we are. Because the sort of quote unquote civil war, the United States and UK were heavily involved during that period. I mean, it's called the Iraqi Civil War during like 2006 to 2008. Is that if that's what we're on about, guys? Because they weren't direct participants within the sectarian fighting per se, but they were already in Iraq and they were destabilized. Well,
it was it was Saddam was holding it down, wasn't he? Saddam was keeping the fucking lid on it.
I don't know if that's true either because I don't know much.
That is true. I'll tell you it's true. So Saddam was keeping the lid on it, on the violence in Iraq, the Sunni Shia violence, except unless he was instigating it, of course. But he was, and as soon as we took away that his rule, his structure, and his control, they just fell about each other, basically. They were absolutely, they hate each other.
Yeah, absolutely. I just wanted to throw that out there. He was gassing Kurds. He was fucking slaughtering people. He also, as well, was it who? I can't remember how he killed them exactly. He fed them to lions. That was it. Feeding people to lions. Fucking horrendous stuff. Like horrendous evil. Like proper terrible. And I'm not trying to justify the illegal invasion into Iraq and all of this.
Look at the strawberry atheist who's getting right into this. Is saying Saddam was using chemical weapons on Kurds. Hold a bit. Where did he get those chemical weapons? Strawberry atheist. I'll wait. Carry on, Luke. I'll wait.
Yeah, but the point still stands, though. That Saddam was holding a lid on it. I can understand what you're saying in terms of the violence wasn't widespread and it wasn't a civil war at that point, but he was also gassing the fuck up.
I'm sorry. Somebody's Russia were wrong. You can try again. I'll give you two options. It's America, Britain, or both of those. That's your two options.
But yeah, I just want to be clear. Nobody's trying to support the Saddam regime in Iraq. It was absolutely fucking horrendous. But they also as well. Iraq also had a massive program of creating their own gases and things, didn't they? Their own mustard gas and shit like that.
Well, yeah.
There was a lot of domestically stuff. I don't know whether the claim with Russia or whatever came in, but I mean, yeah, either side, yeah.
Yeah, so Strawberry's saying the Kurds are being murdered today in Iran and Iraq. So Trump blatantly tried to get the Kurds to fucking rise up, like he's been trying to get the rest of Iran to rise up against the Ayatollahs. He's been trying to set the Kurds off as well, to open a second front up in the north. The Kurds have said, we are not your weapons. Well, we're not having that. So yeah, that's what's happening with the Kurds. They're refusing to fucking set off and fight fucking to the death because fucking Trump has asked them. Can you believe it? Fucking Trump. Strawberry says, so the Kurds not entitled to their own homeland. Right, so they've refused to rise up so that Trump can make use of them. You tell me what they're entitled to now, because I don't know.
I don't. It's not about who's entitled. We don't need to get drawn into that sort of side of things. It's not about who's entitled to what or anything. What we're talking about overall is a forever war in Iran, right? We're talking about another forever war in the Middle East. I mean, the ramifications of the last forever war, because I mean the clues in the name, are still being felt today. We are still seeing. Yes, Saddam was absolutely awful. Everybody agrees. The subsequent war in Iraq was about the worst thing that could have happened at that stage, and many more people died and continue today. I mean, look at Al Qaeda, for example. I mean, just as an example, we now deal with we have to deal with Al Qaeda. Look at ISIS and things like that. Those are directly a result of the forever wars that happen there. And so, what we don't want to do is be involved in yet more forever wars. It's disgusting. More people are going to die. Whether you're it doesn't matter if you even pick a side. I'm not picking a side. They're all humans, and I don't want people, Kurds or anyone else, or Americans, Israelis. I don't want anybody to be dying. Iranians, anyone like
Remember,
that.
I don't know if you remember, just as this was starting, just as this kicked off, I was saying to you, this is probably the biggest gamble an American president has ever taken.
Yeah.
And here we are. Look at the state we're in. It's practically a world war now. To all intents and purposes, the whole fucking world's at war.
If you're not involved in one war here, you're probably involved in another war somewhere else, possibly in Europe.
Right, it's dreadful. And as No Political Solution is saying, Israel relies on forever wars for control over the region. They do as well. I mean, they've started off, they've attacked Lebanon, and you're going to have to remind me, all the other countries in that fucking region, so that they can, so that a war so big, America has to come and step in on their side, and that's what they're doing. They're using America cynically like that. Luckily, the Americans are starting to see. The American people are starting to see Israel for what they're doing, about how they're no, I won't mention that. But yeah, the Americans are starting to see Israel for what it truly is and how it's using them so fucking blatantly.
I don't think they are. I think that they know exactly what they're doing. They know exactly what they're getting into, and I think that this is they do thrive.
I don't think the American public do. I think the American public are absolutely seeing it.
The American public, yeah, okay, yeah, fair enough. I mean, support for Israel is dropping across the board. There is a growing global majority that, for example, when we were talking about the genocide, which I'm going to mention in reference to this as well. So whether you like it or hate it, they're the only state that voted for a Kurdish homeland. Yeah, but they're also, an ongoing genocide happening there. Like, no, but it doesn't matter if you can polish a turd as much as you want. It's still a turd.
I've read reports today that they've kicked off again today, straight back at it, and started bombing and shooting people again, big time. It's not good, is it? It's fucking not good.
No, but yeah, when it comes to the region and everything else, let's put everything towards every point I was going to make. It doesn't really matter. What we do come down is what there is a moral clarity on, a moral consensus is the war is fucking abhorrent, and people are going to die on very large scales and have already, and it's absolutely not the way you get democracy. It's not how you get peace. You can't bomb your way to a better life. It doesn't. Unfortunately, it doesn't work like that, and we should be seeing other methods. And not only is
can I just add, this is an American tactic, and it's a known American tactic. Destroy what's there, in the hope that what arises from the ashes will be a regime that's friendlier to the states than the last one was. And that, I mean, it's a genuine tactic. You can call me what you like. They really do that. Don't they do? They do. So yes, as people are pointing out in the chat, Joe Kent resigned today. He was the head of counter-terrorism. Thank you, Dibbles, for the USA. So he walked off again today, away from Trump. There was 3 generals walked away yesterday. They're just not having it, you can't. You just, a lot of stuff that Trump says, you couldn't just turn it into action anyway. It's just fucking bullshit, How these people that are still
It's
saying
arrogant,
yes
isn't
to
it?
Trump and serving him and saying yes, Trump, yes, Mr. Trump, we'll do that, and we'll get these missiles ready and those missiles ready that we all know what we're talking about there. All these people that are doing that right now all need their fucking names taken, because post-Trump they need fucking off. They'd destroy the world to follow a madman. Do you know what I mean? We all know he's a fucking madman, and anyone following him needs their internal, their head drive looking at. They really do.
Right, I'm gonna turn this mic down just ever so slightly. See if we get. Sorry if there's a bit of feedback there coming out. That'll be on my end. Don't worry about that. But war with Iran it's a mistake. We know what happens when powerful countries try to reshape the Middle East through force. It never works. The wars in Iraq, Afghanistan, they lasted decades. They costed hundreds of thousands of lives. They costed trillions of fucking pounds and dollars. Yet, and did it bring the stable democracy that was promised? No, it didn't do any of that. Democracy, it can't be delivered by missiles. You can't bomb freedom into existence. Democracy grows from within through, like societies, through their fucking, through grassroots movements, through the institutions that are there, through political reform, not through foreign invasion. It isn't how it works. It just isn't. It isn't how it works. And people are like, Iraq is a democracy. Tell that to fucking ISIS and fucking Al Qaeda. And like, do you know what I mean? Like, and the Taliban. You think that in Afghanistan and stuff, do you think the Taliban are democratic? Do you think ISIS or Al Qaeda are democratic? No, we haven't got the democracy that was promised there. It doesn't work like that. But like, what we do know is that history has shown that forever wars in the Middle East do not solve the problems that they claim to fix. They make them worse, and they always have done. If your goal is ever peace, stability, and democracy, then you use like what do you use? Dad, use like diplomacy, negotiation, fucking international cooperation, all the things that make us great and shape the world into being the way it was. Not trying to force and capitulate. You know what I mean? Capitulation and like it's just madness.
Cooperation. You use fucking cooperation. Try and do what's best for people, and it. You know what I mean? The cooperation and all that comes. Start with a genuine heart, and it happens. This arguing on behalf of fucking rich fucking old men who will see you die and not even wink towards your grave. These people are supporting that shit. Okay, fucking get a grip. Supporting people who don't know you, will never know you, couldn't give a fuck who or what you are. But yeah, off your march. Sad as fuck. It
is, and we left and allowed the Taliban back. Yeah, no shit. So it didn't work. That's the whole point. We threw loads of bombs. There wasn't a democracy. We left, and there still isn't democracy. What are you talking about?
When you said left, when you say we left, I remember when they left. Yeah, that was that. People clinging to aircraft and bombs going off amongst the people queuing up trying to get in there. That's how you fucking left there. We left. We left. No, they took it back, mate. America had its arse handed to it again.
This bullshit here, right? Where they think that the war brought democracy to like Japan, South Korea, Germany. No. That isn't what happened at all. Germany and Japan were not turned into democracies just by simply bombing them. Their transformations happens after the war, and in between then and being bombed and all that stuff, a vast portion of people died, suffered, and then spent years under occupation, suffering more. The only reason they got democracy was because there was genuine revolution internally and externally in the way that they were treated. The bombs had stopped. It was once the bombs had stopped falling. That's when it had happened. You can't bomb democracy into people. They went through very, very long reconstructions, occupations. They had massive rebuilding programs, huge political reforms. In Germany, the Western Allies went and we literally divided it up, like literally divided it up. And like,
yeah, built a big fucking wall across half of it. A wall that if
yeah,
you tried to
absolutely. Yeah, we, you know, we. It was
it's Chief
yeah.
is very selective, just for effect. I'm starting to think trolly Chief. I'm starting to think troll, my man. You don't ever seem to have anything to add except little talking points that are usually fucking inaccurate. You know? Yes, I'm starting to suspect.
I think that some people think that like it. Some people do genuinely have this. I mean, yeah, obviously, yeah, like Michael says, they're always in bad faith, and for the most part, he always is, and you know, we get that. But I think that when it comes to like the whole Germany, Japan, and stuff like that, like, well, they got bombed and then eventually became a democracy, and it's like, yeah, to be honest with you, the bombing had absolutely fuck all to do with it. Absolutely fuck all to do with it. They were bombed people, like entire generations of people were born under occupation and stuff. It was horrendous. It was only until people said, you know what, we need to stop doing that shit, stop occupying. Let's not be the occupational force over a nation, whether we're bombing or not, you know, interfering in their daily. Let's stop doing that. And then, hey, what do you know? Democracy happens. It's like, instead of saying it happened after the bombing, why don't you say it happened after the conversation? Like, do you know what I mean? After the diplomacy, after the, you know, different countries decided to, you know, heavily invest in certain areas and do right by people. And then we invented Europe proper. Not just, we didn't invent Europe. The continent was always there. But non-continental, I mean, like the, you know, not the physical land, but we invented the European Union and we invented, like, you know, the Eastern HR and
with
everything.
our friends, with our European friends, yeah.
Yeah. We went through a real phase there where we were like, war sucks, let's not do that, and let's, you know, build proper stuff.
Yeah. So yeah, I'm fucking. Is that how much he's promised our strawberry atheist? 500 million check. Is that how much? Fuck me. Was it a check or was it? Is it 500 million in military equipment? Because I mean, he's not going to be handing checks over, is he? You fucking hope not. Golly gosh, no. Yes, let's hope he's not actually handing checks over. I might start a war myself if it is. You've only got to live long enough, haven't you? It seems you've got to live a few years in a war of somebody, and you're in. You're one of the lads.
I just want the last one, and I'll jump off from that sort of talking point and stuff. But like where it's like, oh, that's revisionist. No, it's really not. It's really revisionist. It's really reductionist to say that democracy was bombed into Japan and forced onto them. Japan already had functioning institutions. It already had a highly educated people. It had prior experience with proper parliamentary politics that go back to, you know what I mean? Like they had all that stuff anyway. Like they literally had those institutions. And the people were allowed to, once occupation was lifted, you know, don't get me wrong, there was a lot of reforms introduced. I'm not saying that it's as black and white as that, but it wasn't because of the bombing that happened. It was the people, as it stood, had no appetite for this stuff anyway. When it comes to fascist regimes, the people don't really have much appetite for it anyway. Shit's crazy. People get thrown in jail. I mean, don't get me wrong. Again, there's, you know, also, I'm not trying to reduce that either. There's all sorts of dehumanization and everything else that goes. And of course, you have to have at least the voting majority of a population behind you. But like, yeah. Like when it comes down to it, what actually happened was the United States didn't just impose a government and then leave. Like that's not what we're saying. There was an occupation that lasted years over a people that were already highly educated, over a people that already didn't have an appetite for fascism or for, you know, anything sort of extremist. They wanted peace. You know what I mean? Like they didn't want to get into the war anyways. They were incredible. They left that side of things. That's what they did.
Back.
Like when it comes to,
I'll be back in 1 minute. I'm just going to attend to something.
oh, Japan was never fascist. To be honest with you, I'm not. Do you know what? I'm not going to die on that hill and be like, oh, I'm sure they had their own brand of that. I'm not going to deny it. I'm just authoritarian, extremist, brutal regime. Yeah, that's what we'll say. But no, it didn't become democratic simply because it was defeated or bombed. Like, it just didn't. Like, political and economic reforms and stuff, and they have to happen. It would happen anyways, otherwise the entire country would go stagnant. And, like, do you know what I mean? What's this now? Gretchen, stop trying to make rocket happen. But no, that transformation took years and years and years and years, and it wasn't like, right, okay, we'll throw bombs at this place and now the people are liberated, they will be able to take over. And no, there was also occupations following that, there was everything else. But to be fair though, I mean, there's no real major plan with where we're going with the stream anyway, to be honest with you. We were just, we thought, what we said was we'll spend a bit of tonight chatting with the chat, seeing what everyone's up to. But yeah, I'll tell you what the major thing was when it comes to places like Japan, Germany, and South Korea and that. I think what really happened was at the end of the war, we realised something that was quite substantial. Not only could we protect minority groups and things by introducing things like the ECHR, human rights, and everything else, and all that other stuff. Not only could we do all that, you're right there, Dad. That's just when you come off mute. Not only did we do all that, but we also learned a lot of other lessons, like how to avoid this stuff in the future. Do we throw bombs at this problem because we went through a couple of world wars now? No. Do you know how you avoid it? You invest in these places.
America, let's
not in them. It's diplomacy.
Just to remind people about that America is the only country that's used nuclear weapons in wartime, and also the only country that's used nuclear weapons on fucking cities. I mean, America's used nuclear weapons twice. Nagasaki or Hiroshima, Nagasaki, and both times. Neither of them were military targets. So yeah. And they'll do it again. They'll do it here. They'll try it here in Iran. Because they're getting a beating. They're getting a beating on all fucking sides at the moment. It would not be fair to say America is winning this. Have we got anyone in that's actually supporting Trump over this? Because I mean, it's an illegal war. He had no right to do it. He didn't even talk to Congress about it, to his own fucking Congress. He just went fucking marching in. Well, not him, of course. Sent other people just fucking marching in. Is anyone here rooting for him? Or do we all finally agree that the man's a fucking lunatic? I should be nowhere near fucking anything that can cause any harm. It'd be interesting to see. We should start a poll, young fella, me lad.
You start a poll. Should we start a poll? What poll we doing? Fight me.
It's true about Trump. Is he right to invade, or is he a fucking lunatic?
Well, it's illegal. But let's have a gander.
Hey, look who's popped up.
And do you know what? I'm not even too sure how to do it. Can I do it from here, or do I have to be on YouTube?
Last time Congress, something older war. World War.
I don't know what that means. You'll have to. I do it all the time. though. My spelling and grammar sucks. So yeah, just yeah.
You can make that a little bit clearer, mate.
But I just wanted to to clarify as well that, like, on the last thing I'll say about it, and then we'll move on from the war subject for a bit. But yeah, about Japan being, was Japan fascist? Japan wasn't fascist. Like, Japan was fascist. It's more nuanced than that. I'm not going to deny it. It is more nuanced. And by European standards, it would look different. I'm not going to deny it. But you could quite easily say that because they were officially an imperial monarchy, weren't they? But you could quite easily say that because it was an authoritarian. I can never say that word properly. It's an authoritarian style government. You know, they did a lot of militarism.
It's coming here.
Hey,
You better get used to saying it because it's coming here.
No, we'll see. But there was a lot of militarism and expansionism. There was a lot of nationalist propaganda and stuff and ideologies to try and galvanize people to get behind it. There was, I mean, you could really compare it to. It's its own thing. I'm not going to die on that hill. You're not wrong. Is it fascism? And technically, no. It's the. It's like militarist, like fucking.
It's close to, mate. It's as close to fascism as I.
Yeah. But it is an interesting conversation, though, isn't it? The differences, because there is a nuance, and of course, I'm not going to deny that Strawberry's wrong there at all, because Strawberry, you know, the chatter there is right. You know, Japan wasn't technically fascist. It would be. I'm having a look now, and it would be like ultra nationalism. It was Japan style fascism is how they're referring to it. It is classed as, you know, sort of fascist.
I mean, there's a cigarette paper between the differences here, isn't there? You know.
Yeah. But unlike, well, this is it. But unlike Hitler and Mussolini, Japan didn't have a massed fascist party ruling the state because the military had the emperor that dominated it. You know what I mean? Like, so the emperor and the military dominated the state, whereas it's nuanced. It's fascism. It's still the same in the context of authoritarian government, expansionist, nationalist. You know that. It's very comparable to European fascism, but fascism itself is a European thing, and you know, well, they had a slightly different.
When I mentioned that Trump didn't go to Congress for, you know, permission for the war, permission. I guess it is permission to go to war. Mei Chong shouts out, "The last time Congress okayed the war was World War II." And what do you mean? I mean, it doesn't make it right here, does it? It wouldn't make what Trump's done legal at all, would it?
Can you think of any war post World War II that wasn't a fucking that you could justify? Also,
yeah, I mean, this is an illegal war. It doesn't matter, you know, whether or not Mei Chong thinks last time that Congress okayed the war was World War II. He should have still done it. He should have still have gone and got his permission and squared it away with the fucking army, the navy, and the air force. All those people that are going to die now on his fucking his calling.
Well, G Block, hope you're well. Hope you're good, dude.
Hello, bud.
It's good to have you on last time. Yeah, but like conflicts, so there's like Korea. I'm just having a look at a list now of because they're right, they're absolutely right. But since then, there's been conflicts, not wars, but there's been like conflicts, or however they phrase it, like Korea, Vietnam, Iraq, Afghanistan, and Libya. They were authorized through other means, like resolutions. I guess like presidential war powers. You know, like the ones that Trump was that he's using at the moment. Like it's this. You know what I mean? Like they do have some power to just. It's not a formal declaration of war by Congress, but they do have the authority to escalate things to to war. Essentially,
So I'm looking at the chat now because Mei Chong says Trump, like every president since World War II, used national security to justify this in Iran. He has the power to do that. So, and Jim's saying national security was one of the only excuses Trump didn't throw out to justify this bullshit. So it seems, it wasn't. And I don't remember him calling it either a matter of national security either. Not at all. He just fucking jumped. He woke up and went, "Oh, it is a good idea." Oh, Netanyahu's phoned. He says, "Would you mind starting a war over there?" Said, "Yeah, okay. We'll send you loads of stuff you can fire at people." Here's some of our 60-foot fireworks. But that is
that's the scary thing, isn't it?
Right, that he can just basically do as he wants. That is not true. I would challenge that strawberry atheist. I absolutely would challenge that.
There are a lot of limitations placed on him. Sure, I mean, for someone who's got a lot of power, he's also got a lot of restrictions around him. Rightfully so. There's constitutions, there's all that other stuff. However, I will say that it kind of feels like they could just do whatever the fuck they want. I mean, look at Iraq, look at Afghanistan, look at Iran now.
Trump's been doing it exactly as he wants, but he's the only president to do so. Do you know what I mean? Nobody else has been fucking doing this.
Yeah, no, I agree that, like, well, I mean, Bush, what's his name, was the Obama was the master in chief of fucking drone warfare and shit like that. I mean,
he was, yeah.
These things have been happening. As what we were trying to say was, I think that they can essentially do whatever the fuck they want, really.
It seems. I mean, but Obama didn't just fuck off and do that. I know people think he was reasonably peaceful, but he instigated that whole fucking drone war shit altogether. And they killed so many people who weren't the people they were after. Something like 90-something% of people killed by those drones were fucking collateral, as they say. It was just nonsense. Horrible. But yeah, So Chief says now he can go to war. See, this is how much I don't fully understand the system. He can go to war, but he needs Congress to fund it. I can imagine there is a bit of truth in that. Yeah.
It's a shame, and I say a shame. It's not really an area, like I say, we're experts, not experts. We're not experts at this, so like, yeah,
I'm
I
not
wouldn't
going
really
to do
know
that fucking AI
how
thing.
the
I
system
am not
works.
going to fall down that AI trap.
But
No.
I certainly feel the sentiment behind Strawberry's comment then when she was saying, like, I would add the word feel in there, where she was saying, like, Americans can, American presidents can pretty much do whatever the fuck they want. It certainly feels that way to me as well, from the outside looking in. I don't know how the inner workings of the American government work as much as I know anything, really. I mean, it's, I'm not an American. I don't, it's not really a political system, or all the systems and the balance and checks are things that I wouldn't really know about. But that is shocking how many people fall for obvious fake AI videos. Do you remember that story we did about that Sri Lankan dude who was creating racist, inflammatory propaganda about, like, asylum seekers and like Asian and South Asian people coming to the UK on boats and stuff, aimed at British audiences on Facebook?
Oh, right, okay.
Hundreds
I
of
remember the
thousands.
story, yeah. What was the end of that then?
And well, in the end, he bought all of his students cake and stuff like that. I was just relating it to this comment here about how many people fall for obvious fake AI videos. The kind of crappy videos this guy was. Not only is it, it's shocking how many people fall for it, but you would be surprised and then some, because there's an entire industry on it. People are cashing in. This guy was making 300 grand a year off just Facebook pages and things.
Off angry right-wingers. It was off angry right-wingers, wasn't it?
Yeah. Yeah, that's exactly
good
what
luck
it
to
was.
him.
British ones specifically. I'm sure he's got other ones catered for all sorts of different groups.
Yeah. So what's this about May Chong? By Jim Speak, by saying Iran had the ability to build a nuclear or dirty bomb, I've got the ability to build a dirty bomb. I know how to do it. Here, use national security as the reason. Easy for a couple of bucks to instantly fact check on ChatGPT or similar. Well, do you know?
Where was that? Oh, there we go.
May Chong, it's kind of by saying Iran had the ability to build a nuclear or dirty bomb. I take it you mean he used national security. No, he didn't, did he? Because there is no fucking nuclear weapon. Iran doesn't have a nuclear weapon.
And also, as well, we heard
dirty bombs can be made
heard,
from X-ray machines.
Yeah,
that's easy enough. So.
I've got a couple of things to have a look at as well after this chat, and we'll probably leave the chat to deal with itself.
Well, these points are absolutely valid. Point one, they were not building a bomb because they weren't. Two, they were in negotiations to dismantle their highly enriched material. And they were not only that, they got bombed while they were fucking talking about it, weren't they? While they were there to discuss it. And three, they weren't going to attack USA or Israel except in retaliation. So, yes, thank you, Jim. That's a great way to wrap that up, actually, that little section.
And we know that because Marco Rubio himself, I mean, obviously it was told to Congress that no, Iran wasn't preparing an attack. No, they weren't an immediate danger or anything like that. That was told by congressional staff at a hearing in Congress. And then following that, there was a preemptive strike. And then the justification for the preemptive strike was, and nobody can deny this, these are words that came from Marco Rubio's mouth, was because Iran would retaliate if attacked, and Israel were going to attack.
It's fuck Nazis. Good to see you. Welcome. All of it's bread and circus. You're right, mate. It's trying to pick out which bits of the circus, which bits of the bread. Although it's difficult, like we said before, there's hardly a cigarette paper between them. But, mate, what a state he's brought on us, eh? Fucking bloke. And how is it allowed? You know, why hasn't somebody just led him off to the side and strapped him into a wheelchair and pushed him into a fucking home somewhere? He's that mad.
Oh, you were president, were you? There now, Donald. Off you go. Back into the suit.
Cool. Hey, go and change your nappy. Man. Go on, off your
I don't even have to ask. You have to ask here, Donald. All right, so just back it up.
I just shed myself. Some say it's the best shit
my nappy
ever in the world. Some say it's the biggest, brownest, succulent shit ever.
Some people see speckles of colours that shouldn't be in there, and they're a little bit worried. But we don't talk about that.
Don't
right. So
that.
I wanted to. What a horrible way to segue.
Like the rest of me. What
a horrible way to segue into quite a serious story. But I thought we could take a look at this. It was posted in our chat. I've sad to see that Scotland assisted dying bill fails to pass the vote.
Okay, I'm not sure how I feel about that. You know.
Well, yeah, I guess. So here's a quick summary from the old BBF.
I don't want the people fucking having to crush up biscuits and feed them to me because I've fucking lost my marbles as I've got older. But there again, I don't want anyone fucking pushing me off the cliff before I'm good and ready. I'm torn, and I'm, you know what I mean. At 70, it's well, nearly 70. It's starting to weigh heavy. Choices to make. Those choices.
I don't know, because that's an age thing. You're not like there's people living with that. What we're talking about with the assisted dying bill, and it's for terminally ill people that have got. I think it says it here actually. There you go. The assisted dying bill for terminally ill adults in Scotland. Let's have a look now. God, it's going to be really emotional, this one as well. It says it here, like, emotionally charged 4-hour debate. Oh, God.
Terminally ill, mentally competent adults, yeah, could seek medical help to attend to end their lives.
Let's have a listen to some of these then.
69 to 57 against legalising it.
Members of Scottish Parliament will vote 69 to 57 against legalising assisted dying. One member abstained.
He knew that he wasn't going to get better. He would never be able to play Scrabble with my mother at the kitchen table again, or walk in the woods bird watching as a citizen scientist, his favorite thing in the whole world. On top of the daily discomforts of tubes and injections, of being lifted and moved, of interventions and medical procedures, of being rushed to hospital in the middle of the night when something went wrong. My father was afraid that he would lose capacity, that it would come the moment where he would lose the ability to make choices and to understand what was happening to him. He knew he was going to die.
No.
This, well, sadly, you know, it happens to us all. We do need to we need to plan for it as well, you know.
We need to talk about it, yeah.
We do need to talk about it. I need to plan for it. Yeah, it needs to be done. We need to face it, not get emotional about it, but just face it. It's moving on. I'll be happy enough when I go. Because I'm going to. I'll be off to explore the universe. That's where I'm going.
So I'm not going to highlight that comment there, Made Chong, only because I'm not saying that you're right or wrong. I'm just going to flat out say, and I hope you respect it. Either way, not that it matters. You know what I mean? I'll do my own thing regardless. But yeah, as for the Canadian assisted dying bill, and like, yeah, I don't know enough about that to even sort of approach that subject. But I mean, as you're saying as well, you know, I think certainly things that we should be learning about in general. Assisted dying for people like Terry Pratchett campaigned for his right to end his own life. That was so. I remember watching him go through. He made a documentary, and he was going through. I think it was it dementia or Alzheimer's. Or something of that ilk, something that was eating away at his mind, and what it was to be Terry Pratchett was being lost from Terry Pratchett, and I wouldn't wish that on anyone for any reason. I really wouldn't. Like, you're not you anymore, and you're lost in this body, and like your brain's misfiring, and things aren't the way they were.
Horrible disease, isn't it? It kind of takes the essence of the person away, doesn't it? It takes away. It wipes your memories. It changes your behaviour. You lose. You fail to recognise your own fucking kith and kin. It is a terrible disease. I quite rightly, I fear it. I think a lot of people my age fear, very much fear ending up that way. I would hope that if I was given a dimension, sorry, if I was told by the doctors that I had this, I would hope that I could make the decision, or that I'd be allowed to make the decision to end it early, rather than just go fucking mad. You know, while this disease robs you of everything you love. So yeah, I'm all for choice over that.
We think it's okay for cats and dogs, says they were, to try and prevent suffering. We make a choice for them. Do you know what? I'm sorry, Dewey. I'm going to put that down. I'm acting like, you know, we're doing a stream sort of thing, but this is also like a, you know, both are right.
Absolute valid point. I don't know why you're. Why is it upsetting you so much?
No, it's not upsetting. It's certainly not upsetting at all. But I just sort of realised that, you know, it's one of those subjects that it's important to have. And do you know what? I'm glad we could say things like this online. Because, you know, I think it's important.
I'm glad we can discuss it between you and I as well.
No,
I'm glad that we can we can be on the same thing and discuss it between us. It's natural, man. There's nothing more natural than life and death. We should treat it as such. I think
it gets so heavy, doesn't it? And you look at this woman here now, who's like, I've experienced what it's like to live with someone that has dementia and stuff. I help care for my grandmother, although, you know, most of the care work went straight to my auntie. I'm not going to try and claim anyone's credit there, but I help wipe bums. I help, you know, do stuff and, you know, help out where you could. And it was difficult. My nan had a good life. She had a really good life. And there were times where it was hard. Sometimes she was scared, you know, things would pop up out of nowhere, hallucinations.
Yeah, it would terrify her sometimes, wouldn't it?
Hey?
It would terrify her sometimes.
Sometimes, yeah. But she had a good existence. You know, I certainly wouldn't have euthanized my grandmother.
No.
But
we do not know.
You know, yeah, it was a horrible terminal progressive illness, but it eventually robbed her of her life. You know, it did, but she wasn't suffering throughout her life, and especially I know that towards the end, things were bad. But I mean, her last words were "thank you" and stuff, and you know what I mean. I'm not saying, you know, it could have been anything. You know, she wasn't fully there, but she was cared for, and she had, you know, more or less a good life.
Yeah, yeah. Well, she did. She was looked after all her life, wasn't she? By her husband. Looked after her from when he first met her, and until he died. Yeah, but it's horrible. I dread the idea of going down with it myself. I absolutely dread it.
Same. It's weird, isn't it? For myself as an individual, I'm like, oh, I don't think I could ever live through like my grandmother's experiences. But at the time, from the outside looking in, as someone that was helping to care for her, you know, help cook her food and sitting with her and talking to her, and you know, like we 90% of the time, or maybe 80% of the time, it was fun, and you know, it was laughter and giggles, and my nan would like steal. We'd be in a supermarket and push in a wheelchair, and she'd just steal things, and like, but it was, you know, and we always,
some of it was hilarious, wasn't it? I mean, you know,
yeah.
and particularly for you, like you grandkids and that, you made great jokes of it, and
we were so close to her,
because you could have a great laugh with her, because it was like she'd regressed, wasn't it, into a child herself, pretty much.
Yeah, I guess so. Yeah, yeah, you're right. Yeah, in terms of capacity and ability to reason and things, sometimes. Yeah, and other times she'd be able to. She'd be like, "Oh, what am I doing here? I live at such and such road on such," and she'd tell me the color of the front door and everything. She was transported to a very specific moment in a specific moment in time. Like it's so mad.
So we're going to change the subject,
right? Okay.
Jim's getting really pissed off about it, really upset with it. Sorry, not pissed off. He's getting upset with it. Okay, we can maybe dip into it another time a little bit, or in a more structured way.
Yeah, we'll do. We'll record a video for that, I think, and we'll have a good old chat about. I think it's important. I think that I don't think a lot of people do talk about it, and we should talk about it more. I think because it's such an inevitable part of life. And
Jim,
you know how you go.
My friend, you're part of this.
If you're suffering,
you're an important part of what we are. We absolutely take your. We care, mate. Of course we do.
All right, and then just you know, for food for thought and stuff as well. Just we'll wrap it up. Allowed in the Netherlands, Belgium looks and all that. It wasn't your fault. You posted an interesting story. We got onto it, and then you know, if anyone, I don't want anyone to feel uncomfortable in my chat at all. You know what I mean? If someone's like, "Hang on, lads," you know, but especially on a free, you know, this was like a freestyle one. This is, you know, don't worry about it. We could just move on to the next thing.
Oh yeah, go on.
Well, there's a whole bunch of things that we can look at. Obviously, I know we've covered the Iran stuff. I want to stay away from that as well, if you want. If you don't mind, if you'll indulge me.
Oh, go on. Yeah, whatever. I was going. I had a bit of a story that a little bit of sciencey stuff. That's not. It's not a deep dive. I'd like to do the outline, because have you got the science thing?
Do you want me to put it on for you?
Go on, just because. I'm not going to put the whole thing in it.
All right, let me change the banner as well. Where we've got one for this. We've got one for this. Science news, is it you say?
Yeah. Damn, I should have got a drink. Never mind.
Oh, damn it, we don't have one. I'm going to make one right now. I've got a video, but don't worry. Right, okay, bear with me. You go and make your drink.
Right, I was going. You could just sing or something.
No, we've got a video, but I want to get this up as well because it will help us. Right, we're gonna hit that on there. Boom. And then we're gonna go for this one. Dad, the silence is killing me. What's going on? Is it my internet? Right. Oh, God. Oh, is it me or the thing? Who's doing what? Ah, someone in the chat. Someone in the chat, help me out. If you can hear me, amazing. If you can't, then I guess I won't know because you won't put anything in the chat. Am I still here? Where's his kitchen on the other side of the mansion? Oh, he went for a fucking drink. Oh, God. Oh, my God. I'm way too stoned for this shit. He went for a fucking drink, didn't he? I thought I was hitting that and then he was going straight into it. Ha, ha, ha. He went silent. He's gone to... Ah, bollocks. Bollocks, bollocks, bollocks. And, yeah, it's on the other side of the mansione. Well, I mean... Fuck, man, he built that right up, and then like, yeah, no, I'm not mad. I'm just, no, I am mad. I'm not disappointed. Did that right, Milo? But yeah, 11 P's to everybody.
Coming through.
Here he is. We can hear him with his musical interlude as he comes.
Hello. Sorry about that. A quartered orange, smothered in sugar, just to keep me going. So,
Sweet. Speaking of brains, are you ready?
Yeah. So, scientists have put a fruit fly's brain into a computer simulation. It says, it says now what it did next shocked everybody. But this is the EON team, EON. They were an electricity supplier, weren't they? So they've literally they've been sharing some of the work they've been doing on X. So this embodied fly literally lives now. Its brain lives in a fucking virtual world, virtual flies world. They've got like a simultaneous brain emulation thing running alongside. So I mean, they're learning about how this thing's brain is working, so that they can map all the fucking sensory circuit and all that. Because flies rely on, not just smell. They smell all kinds of fucking chemical things, in their most basic form. So yeah, most specifically, in the video, there's a video that goes with it. We won't play it because it does go on a bit. But the fly, which is the fly's brain, which is now embodied into a fly on a screen, okay? And the fly uses invisible taste cues to navigate the environment towards a food source, which is made to look like slices of banana. So fictional things like dust accumulate on the fly, so it'll stop and groom itself as long as if its brain thinks it's accumulating dust on its wings, it'll stop and groom itself like flies do, and then continue on. And at the moment, well, all it's basically doing is it's steering by going from food source to food source, but it's using its brain to do it, and its brain is in the computer and being simulated as that's going on. There are 140,000 neurons and 50 million-ish synaptic connections that are all cracking on in just a fly's brain. Can you imagine? My gosh, that tiny little brain, there's all that going on. So yes, we're starting to learn really wild stuff now by connecting a fucking brain to a computer, a fly's brain to a computer simulation. It fucking gets me going. I don't know what you guys think. It absolutely blows my mind. Absolutely blows my mind. It is actually that same fly. That same fly has been unemployed since the 80s, I think. Fuck Nazis, or was it the 90s? Yeah, that dying fly. That was the last job he had since then, you know. And this is the first job. There he is. Fruit fly's brain into a computer simulation.
Scientists just achieved what no one thought possible. They took the entire brain of a living fruit fly, every single neuron.
Crack on. Go on, give it for a minute.
They took the entire brain of a...
Somebody might understand some of this.
Oh, sorry, I was on mute. Never mind, ignore me. My mistake. I was absolutely fascinated with how incredibly complex this looks.
Oh my, 50 billion, is it 50 million neurons, 50 billion Ming Mongs? Fucking
Look at, like, it's a whole, like, it's so complex. I mean, obviously, to be able to run this, it has to be, but it's in such a small packet. I'm fascinated.
A living fruit fly. Every single neuron, every connection, every microscopic pathway, and uploaded it.
There you go, head on. Fucking hell, that's mental, isn't it?
What's that?
Look at all these.
It into a computer. Now imagine this digital brain not as a static diagram sitting idly on a hard drive, but as a living...
Oh, yes.
And there it is, recreated out of chewed gum.
This thing is working in real time, and it's fucking amazing.
Wow, this is crazy.
Active system. The moment it woke up inside the simulation, something astonishing occurred. The virtual fly began to sense, react, and even move its tiny body in ways that mirrored a real fly's behavior. It was tasting, feeling, and responding almost as if the brain had truly come alive.
It woke
Scientists
up inside
watched
the simulation.
creating a
Can you
connectome.
fucking imagine?
And it
Can you
sounds
imagine?
familiar, am I right?
I'm glad I'm not a fucking fly. Imagine waking up in the simulation. There's only me here. Oh, well, there's a slice of banana. Crack on. Yeah, I mean, you know.
Like,
Should have done it for two of them.
In the antenna,
this is what it's wild. Well, fair dues, that was fucking well crazy. I'm well impressed. I mean, it's weird. Leave those flies in their fucking brains alone, guys. I mean, shit. But yeah, I'm with you. That's pretty fucking crazy, isn't it?
Isn't it fucking wild, mate? And that's just the beginning. Maybe you would never have to die. You can just upload your friggin' self.
Would you do it?
Hell yeah.
Would you?
Hell
Right?
yeah.
Would you?
I mean, I wouldn't give up any life to do it, but yeah, I'd do it.
So, right? Would you take an eternity in in the Matrix, if you will, like of your own choosing, a simulation?
What was the name of that the computer on Red Dwarf?
Holly.
That's me.
We've got to
That's
think
fucking me.
that shit doesn't work at the moment. Which, by the way, we'll sort out soon. We have to do that soon.
What?
Do you know what? I've got this whole thing with like HS Tiki Toki and stuff. And I thought rather than doing like a bunch of short streams per week, we could do like one a week or two a week where we really plan it out. We obviously, do the headlines, do all the other segments and everything, the people come forward, we do the quick review or whatever, but we do like a one long one where we get, all these cool ideas out, make one big jam-packed show, because I wanted to do a whole thing where I show you HS Tiki Toki and everything leading up to like the Louis Theroux documentary and everything else. I thought that might be really cool to do.
Okay.
Oh, what's this?
So Jim's saying this area of science is called transhumanism. Ray Kurzweil is worth listening to for just theoretical thought experiments. I love this shit, Jim. I'll listen to this stuff all night, quite happily. If I can find it anyway.
I think it's fucking fast. Let's have a look. Let's have a little deep dive. Let's be nerdy for a bit. Let's do this stuff. Sorry if everyone came for like gritty, hard-hitting political takes. Don't worry. But yeah, transhumanism is a philosophical and scientific movement advocating for the enhancement of the human physical and cognitive faculties through technology. It seeks to become. So is that what we're saying? Or are we talking post-humanism? The enhancement of the human condition. I mean, I'm all for the enhancement of the human condition with technology.
Trans blue bottleism. Transhumanism and blue bottleism. Yeah. That way, you'd know what was like if you're walking alongside a wall. You'd know what was the other side because part of you could also fly to the top of the wall. See what Brainy Burke says there. So it's just fucking amazing. I wish they'd done it with a pair. I'm sure it's enough. I mean, there was, if they can hear me now, if they can hear me going, what? A pair? No, they could have done it with two. They could have also studied, about how they fucking recognize breeding stuff and what sets which sets off what part of the brain and stuff, all that shit. Or maybe that's just a step too far for now.
Right.
Marvelous science, though. Fucking marvelous.
Should we have a look at some science? Right, we're going to carry on with the Brainy Burke theme, and we're going to have a look here. So this is new inventions of 2026. You must see to believe. Now, for obvious reasons, we're not just going to play this whole thing, and we're certainly not going to spend take this 20-minute video and turn it into another 2 hours. But what we could do is we could pick, I would say, 3 out of here. We've got the pickle one, the Soul computer. That sounds fucking interesting. We can have a look at these little clips because luckily it breaks it down into segments for us.
I like the super efficient drones now that they turn into flying wings and stuff for efficiency. So they can take off and land vertically and then fly like small aircraft and stuff.
I don't want to learn about the swarm drones or the air bridges. I'm
going to just play it. Bang some on, mate. Bang it on, son.
Right, let's find some good ones because if we're going to get struck, let's make sure we've got the good stuff. I don't want to look at the some of this stuff's really fucking interesting. Let's have a look at the robot. We'll start with the robot and then see where we end up.
Okay. I still want a robot to look after me when I'm
Navi AI.
You want a robot to look after you? You said.
Oh, absolutely. I want a robot nurse. Right now, I could use one.
Like, go and get my meds, and then it comes back and be like, stop fucking interrupting me. Take that shit away.
Take that shit away, yeah. You can put me to bed now. Put me to bed. Yeah.
AI i3 robot. The Navi AI i3 is a state-of-the-art humanoid robot designed to bring real-world mobility and functionality to robotics. Developed by the...
Why? Why do we want real human movement? No.
Not that state of the art, is he? He hasn't even got a ball sack. Look at him, poor lad.
Yeah, I'm thinking more.
I'm not allowed to pour them.
You don't know his gender. You don't know their gender. Stop assuming. Oh, look at the charging ports.
Eh?
No, I thought they were charging ports then.
Maybe they're testicles. Big square ones.
Maybe not. Who knows?
The Zhejiang Humanoid Robot Innovation Center. It stands 1.8 meters tall, weighs around 80 kilograms, and mimics adult human proportions for natural movement. Its advanced lower limb mechanics allow it to walk or run up to 9 kilometers per hour.
Get off. Look at it, walks like it's wet itself.
1.8 meters tall.
You can see the human walking next.
Weighs around 80 kilograms and mimics adult human proportions for natural movement.
It looks like that janky scene out of a RoboCop, doesn't it?
0.8 meters tall, weighs around 80 kilograms, and
it's mad, isn't it? Oh god, this is fucking. It's kind of creepy, isn't it? I've listened to too much Isaac Asimov, I think. Fuck these guys.
Mimics adult human proportions for natural.
Hey.
Yeah, adult human proportions. Yeah. Anyway, yeah, go on, keep it going. Keep it going. Let's see what
movement.
happens.
Its advanced lower limb mechanics allow it to walk or run up to 9 kilometers per hour, even on uneven terrain, offering stability and
Even on an even.
Even uneven. Yeah.
Even on an even.
Steve.
Is it just me, or is anybody else seeing? I don't know if I'm going to do that thing where if you see it now, you can't unsee it. But there's also like a digital like cat here with glowing eyes. Is anyone seeing that? The little
No.
cat here in the chest, the black cat
No.
with the 2 eyes there, and look
No.
at its pointy ears.
No.
Now, I'm not going to move
No.
on until I get someone in the chat confirm that they too can see the little cat. It looks like someone's drawn a cat there.
No.
It's like a Pokemon cat. Someone
I
back
swear,
me up.
No. No. Absolutely not. No.
J Robo J. J Robo J.
It's Robo.
We're safe. That needs government investment, and they're not into that. Not into. No, we're not safe. If you stick a gun in that thing's hand, the government will be like, "Motherfucker, I'm in. Like, let's do this."
Oh, Dibbles.
long strides
Hey,
that
here we go.
make it
Cat
suitable
jokes. Cat jokes. I'm not feeling it. Yeah.
You're not feeling it. Nah. In that, right? In that, I'm gonna have to go back, aren't I? You guys are gonna make me doubt myself. That is a cat. Look at that. That's a cat.
No, it looks like one of the early Space Invaders, if anything.
It's a hell kitty.
Hell kitty, kitty from hell. Hell. I thought it said Heil Kitty.
per hour, even on uneven terrain,
Kind of
offering
expecting it.
Imagine that's upside down. Never mind. We'll move on.
stability and long strides that make it suitable for practical tasks. Equipped with sophisticated
Limping.
AI and
Fucking
multimodal
limping.
sensors,
It's a lie. It's operated by a cat. We saw it. They're fucking lying. This is what happens when cats get thumbs. They operate and fucking. They operate.
Oh, Jim.
Navi AI i3 can detect surroundings,
Fucking no, not that one. That one. Cat jokes. Count me out. Me out. I see what you did. Ish. Proton
This,
down. It's
never
proton
understood
down,
this.
not proton down. Do you know, I'm glad I didn't go there. There was a thing once put up on the notice board when I was a squaddy, and it said, would you like to go to Porton Down for some experimentation? You'll be fed, looked after, you don't have to do anything. Death may occur. So I didn't go. But I've heard horrible tales from people that did go back in the day. I think I've had a longer lifespan than those people.
Plot twist. He did go. He just doesn't remember. Dad's actually 30.
Yeah, just walk around, scratching my head, walking into walls. Yeah, no, I'm glad I didn't go.
Yeah, you could have ended up like this guy with a cat in your chest.
It's not a cat. It's a fucking space invader. Space invader.
It's not far off the space, but it's a space invading cat. It's invading that space. This thing here, you know, where they show you how good like its sensors are and it can detect things.
See it limping. Did you see it then? Just go back a little bit. There. Watch it limping now. Look.
It's got that turn in its hip. See, they're like, oh, it's got advanced sensors and it can see you. Yeah, but it doesn't fucking stop. Imagine if you were like, no, don't. I'm on the edge of a cliff. Stop.
Yeah, I fucking barely touched that then.
repetitive and physically demanding
Oh,
work.
shit!
Beyond these roles, it marks a
Look at that now. Now, instantly, I hate it. It's just, they've slapped fucking. Imagine getting pulled over by this.
It's faking it. It's limping on the other leg now.
Oh god! And then it grips you. You're like, oh yeah, I'm not listening to you, copper. And then it grips you, and it's like, actually, I'm made of titanium. You,
Yeah.
it just drags you away.
The trouble with these things is, I mean, they just don't stop coming, do they? You know, you can run away and go, and then it'll come thud, limp thud round the corner.
I think the ones that limp are scarier. You can hear them like thud, thud.
Yeah.
You'll be able to go. Imagine that turns up at your door and it's like, we can smell cannabis. They'd be like, no, the fuck you can't. You did a tweet we disagree with.
It's going to happen soon. This is my coming nursemaid. She's just parked the car. She's on the way.
That's the You want the nurse version. You want this version that will walk around with you. But the one that you're likely going to end up encountering is this one with the flashlight in your face.
That's the that takes me back. Yeah, that takes me back. No,
ooh, this one, Dad.
I don't even woke up every half an hour in case I escape.
I want you to get a pair of these. I think these would improve your life.
Meta. What's Meta? Is that Facebook X?
Yeah, it's the Facebook is the so Meta is so Facebook is owned by Meta.
Uh-huh.
Meta is Mark Zuckerberg's. They've teamed up with Ray-Ban, not for the first time. They teamed up with Ray-Ban to create these, not just virtual reality, not just like smart glasses, but the augmented reality. I think augmented reality is where it's at. Instead of having big clunky things on your face for the Oculus and all that stuff. I think it's great. It's absolutely brilliant for people that love the VR.
Meta Ray-Ban Display Smart Glasses. The Meta Ray-Ban Display Smart Glasses are a next-generation wearable merging style and augmented reality in one sleek package.
Augmented reality is where it's at, AR.
These AI-powered glasses feature a full-color in-lens display that shows navigation, messages, notifications, and real-time translations.
You're seeing this, Dad? So with little movements here on his head.
I would be just lost. I'd be lost. You'd spend 10 minutes for the fucking adverts to go.
The things you can do though, right? They're that clever. You can say if you wanted a cinema screen, right, on your wall that covered your whole wall. You put your glasses on, you set your parameters, and you can do that. But what's clever is you can leave that room, go into a different room where you've got previous screens set up, and then like you go into your bathroom, whatever, and it'll tell you your weather. Then you can come back into your living room, and it's still right there on where you left it. It's fucking, but it's not. It's in your glasses.
But it's bloody marvelous, isn't it? Marvelous. I say marvelous.
Directly in your field of vision without disturbing others. Paired with the Meta Neural Band, a wrist-worn EMG controller, users can interact with the glasses through subtle muscle gestures like pinches and swipes, eliminating the need for touch. The classic Ray-Ban Wayfarer design.
Subtle muscle.
Subtle muscle made you giggle, didn't it?
Actions.
You know, the old subtle muscle.
Yeah. Once you're relaxing, exercising the subtle muscle. Fucking hell, I can't even say it. The subtle muscle. Then the glasses will provide.
That's the name of.
Everything will go dark.
They have this thing on Brooklyn. Sorry, Dad. I'm sorry.
Yeah, go on, spoil it for me.
Sorry, I was just going to say that this is they have this thing on Brooklyn Nine-Nine where they're like, "That's the name of my sex tape. That's the name of your sex tape." Subtle muscle.
Keeps the look familiar while adding futuristic functionality. Equipped with a 12-megapixel camera, open-ear audio, microphones, and Bluetooth connectivity, the glasses support calls, AI features, and seamless information access. The 600 by 600 pixel display runs at up to 90 Hz with 5000 nits brightness, and battery life lasts around 6 hours, extendable via a charging case. Meta Ray-Ban display. Smart glasses showcase a 2026 vision where digital content integrates effortlessly with everyday life, making.
So we did our robots. We did that one. I think they're quite cool. Because mostly because
for me, they're still a bit big for me. Chief thinks that they should have flashing lights. I don't know. Maybe he means the glasses. So people.
Yeah, no, they record.
Maybe if people were that fussy about being filmed, they'd start flashing. Yeah. See.
Yeah. That's
flashing. You'd know not to film them, wouldn't you? Yeah. No saying? No saying.
You got a prescription for me? I'm sure. Do you know what? I'm sure they do. I'm absolutely sure. Could you imagine if they didn't and we can't use them? That would be terrible. I mean, I don't wear my glasses anyway, to be honest with you. So I'd just be as blind as I was. Hopefully, it's. But
hello, TKE, mate. Good to see you, chap.
Yeah, hope you're good.
We're just talking bollocks, as you can imagine. What's that light there? That thing floating on a horizontal stick.
This?
Ooh, the sun. Yeah, put that on.
All right, and we'll do this one, and then we'll play before we finish it. So we'll look at this one here, and then we'll look at the.
All right, then. You do one of mine, and then you can do one of yours. Okay.
And then, if anyone wants to have a quick look at this, then do that. Do so. Here is the link. It's in the chat. Watch the whole video for yourself. I'm not a replacement for the content. And I know there's people that are like, oh, you don't have to be so thingy. I know, but I don't want to. I just don't want to, run aground with anything.
He doesn't want to, Go on.
You know, innit?
If you know, you know.
Connectivity.
You know.
Penguins
Oh,
innovate
shit.
White Rabbit.
Oh, there you go. It's weightlifting. That's what it was. Look at that.
White rabbit. Is that what it was? So I've seen some of the rabbit things
Penguins
that the
innovate.
women get, but I've never
Yeah,
White
press
rabbit.
and play. Carrying on.
The Penguins Innovate White Rabbit is a groundbreaking home AI robot designed to transform how we interact with smart technology.
Go
This
on.
3-in-1 device functions as a smart lighting system,
That plug is gross, but carry on.
a 360 degrees panoramic camera, and a high-quality audio hub, all in one sleek ceiling-mounted unit. Moving along a patented AirPath carbon fiber track, it can follow users throughout the room, providing adaptive lighting, immersive VR views, live streaming, or security monitoring. Equipped with powerful LEDs and 4 1080p cameras, White Rabbit automatically adjusts to your environment.
Oh,
look at
that's
that.
cool.
Look
That's,
at that.
I don't like it,
Fucking
but
a lamp on a stick. You want the moon on a stick?
but you can
do?
wave at it, Dad. You can wave
want
at this
the
lamp on
moon.
a stick.
Moon on a stick. I'm waving on it. Fucking, what am I doing? Carry on.
Yeah, you wait long enough, and then moon's on sticks.
While its AI learns your habits, responding to voice and gesture commands. Beyond functionality,
Once
it brings
again.
personality to the home with expressive movements, creating an intuitive tech companion rather than a static device. By combining automation, multimedia, and interactive intelligence, White Rabbit sets a new benchmark for smart home experiences, making everyday life more connected, convenient, and futuristic.
You see the way
Not
it's looking there?
convinced. It's still a fucking lamp. I'm not convinced about that.
No, I'm not liking it.
The fucking hell's that?
Also, it reminded me of a cartoon guy that we are literally like one step away from this.
What? Oh,
Did
he
you see
looks cute. Oh, bless. See, this is the sort of thing I want to take me to bed. Go left and down a little.
Also, let me go back onto that screen.
Just there. Stop. See that little? Ah, look, you've got the thing. There. Bless. That could be me lying there going.
His head's
bedtime.
there.
I'm too drunk to take myself to bed, and you'll need to change my trousers.
Well, it's you've got its head there. It's there's some of it. I see the resemblance. If no one else does, then that's on me, I
Okay.
guess.
I'm not a fan of that. But I like that. Okay.
Right then, we're gonna go over now. We've got you a new friend, Dad.
Oh,
Small
good.
Baby Pet is a tiny AI-powered companion designed to bring fun, interaction, and personality wherever you go.
There you go, Dad. Fun, interaction, personality,
Will it
wherever you go.
bounce? Will it
Everyone
bounce?
thinks
Well,
it's-
will it bounce? Because I mean, I like to argue with these things, and if they argue back well enough, I like to throw them against the wall. So
Pocket-sized and
Look at it, it's adorable. You can't throw this guy.
ultra-portable,
I know, and
it
it
can
comes with
attach
a pair of
magnetically to
boots, that one.
surfaces like
Oh,
wherever
look at
you
it.
go.
You could look at its
Pocket-sized and
Look at its eyes. You can stroke
ultra-portable,
its head.
it can attach
Look at that little guy. Look at him.
Ah, bless his little art and electronic socks. What's that stuff? Anyway,
magnetically to surfaces like laptops or desks, making it a versatile friend for kids, teens, and adults. Powered by ChatGPT, IB responds to voice commands, chats, tells jokes, gives reminders, and plays games, creating a sense of real engagement and personality. Its small
Perfect.
camera and face recognition allow it to learn about you, personalizing interactions over time. The robot dances, sings, and reacts to moods with expressive animations, turning everyday moments into interactive play. Lightweight and interactive, AIBI combines emotion, learning, and entertainment in a compact form. This innovative device demonstrates how AI can create meaningful connections in miniature.
I wouldn't call it meaningful connection, but it's certainly cool as shit, eh?
can I lick it? Yes, you can. Can I lick it? Yes, you can. Can I lick it? I pet a dog. Yes.
Bring back Furbies.
But see,
Oh my god, how true is
this
that?
thing here, right? This point here for Mr. DeWitt. Bet sex robots get manufactured before the nurse ones. I would absolutely guarantee with that. Everything from day one on the internet has been driven by sex. Everything. All the main advertising has been about sex. All the all the money has gone through porn sites and stuff like that, and still is doing. The internet, I believe, is absolutely interdependent on sex. I don't think without sex, I don't think the internet would be what it is today. Honestly, not that not that I like it, but I think the two are inextricably linked. How about that for words?
Yeah, a lot of funding and stuff comes from like I've seen oh god, I can't remember what it was. I can't remember his name. He's an actor, but he's also a personality. Tiger something or other. He's a cool dude. But he did this whole like series on like sex essentially and porn and things like that. And I'm sure it was in that documentary where they were talking about like it was like I can't remember what year the camera was invented. And then almost immediately, one of the first films ever produced would happen to be pornographic. It's mental, innit? But on that note, Dad, I need to
pornography. Yeah.
I need to eat. I need to consume nutrients.
Jim says I'm a virgin. Confirmed. Nigel's a virgin. Can I lick it?
Yeah, I wasn't born. I was summoned.
I am a prude. I'm not. I am because sex has become such a. I mean, yeah, it's horrible. The sex that oh, fucking hell. No, sex has become far more hardcore. Far more hardcore than it used to be when I was a little wanker.
In terms of pornography and like the way that it's,
far more hardcore, far more fucking dehumanizing, all that stuff.
There's a lot of pornography has got a lot to answer for.
I'm sure it was all there, but now it's all out in the open, isn't it? But gee, fucking whiz. Some of it's horrible, absolutely horrible. And on that happy note.
We appreciate that, guys. Like we said, we didn't have a plan, but we will be back soon with a decent stream for you. I'm going to be getting my dad to read rap lyrics. I'm going to be getting him to eat.
We didn't do it today, did we?
Sorry?
You didn't do it today, no?
No,
rap lyrics today.
No, I didn't do it today. I got to admit, I forgot. But we will next time. And in the meantime, just find something else that's equally as, I don't know, eat a bowl of cobwebs or something. What else can I make you do? I'm just kidding.
Okay.
Don't really eat a bowl of cobwebs. You're not allowed to. It's not good for you.
A bowl of cobwebs? I bet that's really nice. Bit of sugar, with enough sugar so it crunches. I don't like that.
Sugar cobwebs. You could be onto something. Charlotte's Web.
Charlotte's Web and brown
sugar on
sugar. And brown sugar. Maybe not the best choice, eh, Jim?
Deep fry it in batter.
Brown sugar. What?
Deep fry it in batter. You get more out of eating Charlotte than a Web.
So, on that note, ladies and gentlemen, I'm going to bid you all love and peace.
All right.